I can't hold it. I need to use the bathroom. The flight attendant in the interview slumps in her chair. Her face is twisted in pure agony. I've secretly fitted the chair with a vibrator, so the moment I press the switch, it jerks and rattles unpredictably. As I watch their faces turn red and their bodies tremble uncontrollably, a sense of supreme satisfaction washes over me. To my astonishment, one of the flight attendants hitches up her uniform skirt and insists I attend to her needs on the spot. My name is Gerard Clinton, a senior executive at this premier private airline. We cater exclusively to billionaires, men who are notoriously picky and difficult to please. To them, standard comfort is just the baseline. What they truly crave is a level of special attention that ordinary people can't even imagine. To meet this demand, I personally scouted a group of breathtakingly beautiful women. Physical beauty was merely the entry requirement. The key was a certain magnetic, soul-stirring presence that could captivate a person at first glance. To filter for the absolute elite, I had secretly embedded a concealed vibration mechanism into the interview chair. On the surface, it looked like a luxury seat, but in reality, it was a rigorous endurance test, designed to push the human body to its limits. Only a woman who could withstand this extreme experience would be qualified to move forward. Now, only 3 finalists remained in this cutthroat selection process. All of them were stunning, but I wanted to see who could maintain their poise under such physical duress. The first candidate walked through the door, radiating a youthful energy. This was Ivy Windsor, a top graduate from a prestigious university, her hair styled in a dignified bun and her legs encased in long, elegant stockings. She approached me with small, graceful steps and bowed slightly. "Good afternoon, sir. Please review my resume." I gave it a cursory glance before tossing it aside with a cold cough. "Please, take a seat. The interview officially begins now." Ivy sat down slowly, her legs tucked neatly to one side, her clear eyes meeting mine. Her dignified posture was textbook perfect, like a celebrity host. However, I only wanted to see how long she could keep up the act. I adjusted the controls, and the mechanism instantly flared to life at a high frequency. Ivy's expression froze, and her delicate cheeks turned bright red in an instant. For the sake of her career, she bit her lip hard, fighting desperately to maintain her composure. Regarding the company's long-term vision, her voice wavered. Her face was flushed to her ears, and she pressed her legs together tightly, leaving no gap. Then, a low moan escaped from deep in her throat as her fingers gripped her knees. Her current state was a far cry from her earlier elegance. I kicked the power up another notch. The chair began to buck and writhe as if it were out of control. Ivy was shaking like a leaf, and her perfectly pressed uniform began to shift out of place. Finally, her defenses crumbled. She clamped her legs together and stood up abruptly, her eyes red as she pleaded, "Mr. Clinton, I'm sorry. I can't do this. I need to go to the restroom." I shook my head in feigned disappointment and stared at her coldly. "Go out and rest. Send the next one in." My tone was flat, but I had effectively ended her chances. Shortly after, the second finalist, Claire, entered. She had sultry, voluminous curls, and her white shirt was unbuttoned low, tracing a striking curve. Such overt provocation even made me look twice. The standard interview process no longer mattered. The real test was how she reacted under extreme conditions. Claire introduced herself while tossing her hair with practiced charm. A playful smirk tugged at the corner of my mouth as I quietly pressed the remote. The vibration kicked in violently, and Claire froze in place. She pressed her lips together firmly, her large, sultry eyes locked onto mine. I pretended nothing was wrong and asked, "Why did you stop? The interview isn't over yet." To my surprise, Claire's lips curled into a knowing smile. She braced her slender arms against the armrests and in a defiant move, slightly widened her stance. It seemed this woman didn't just tolerate the sensation, she was actually enjoying it. Provocative breaths escaped her red lips as she managed to